Hey folks, I'm gonna try something here. Just try to, I think, kind of trust this sense of whether or not there is an impact on, my ability to show my personality via, video as opposed to the kind of texting that we've been doing back and forth in our classroom. So I'm just gonna kind of read my post and see maybe if there is a difference for y'all, in between the two things. So, in beginning to answer the question about the impact of Web 2.0 on the classroom, I needed to better understand what was and was not meant by the term. So I consider myself a rather tech-savvy person, and so I was really surprised to learn that the differences between 1.0 and 2.0 were really not kind of technological advances, although there were obviously some there, but it was really much more about the kind of principles and the values of the two. And I found an interesting blog post by Henning in 2009 that describes the distinctions between the two, right? Web 1.0, Web 2.0. So Web 1.0 is one way, authoritarian, passive, static, and closed, while 2.0 is two-way, democratic, active, dynamic, and collaborative. And I thought those two words, right, when taken in kind of in thinking about what a community of inquiry is, right? It was obvious that 2.0 needed to be, we needed to evolve to 2.0 in order to try to truly actualize a community of inquiry, right? We could not strive to get there, right, to this place of being a community of inquiry without thinking of ourselves, or at least having moving from 1.0 to 2.0. Um, Thompson in 2007, the article is actually named, is education 1.0 ready for Web 2.0, which I thought was an interesting concept to grapple with, right? Is education kind of in its antiquated form really ready to kind of tackle or prepared not for Web 2.0, but rather its users, right? Rather for this kind of new set of learners or students that we would be getting. Um, so, in taking a look at one of the tenets of a community of inquiry, in this case, social presence, I inquire about how is or will Web 2.0 change the asynchronous online classroom. Garrison et al. In 2000 defined social presence as the ability of students to project their personal characteristics. I think this is a place where currently the technology used, in our case, Blackboard, really does fall short of maximizing Web 2.0. Again, in Web 2.0 in this particular kind of value, right? Can you imagine our class if we were able to or had to post video messages of our post citations and all, a la YouTube? And what if we had to, right, in terms of responding to post, respond in video format as well? What those interactions might look like. Again, we see these things on YouTube, but not necessarily on Blackboard, at least not right now. I think the videos would most certainly allow us to better display our personalities in ways that the text could not. Again, that's my take on things. Another way that Web 2.0 and its users have had an impact on asynchronous classrooms is in the way that knowledge is created and maintained. Wikipedia is an excellent example of how users want to participate in the creation of knowledge and for it to not just be spoon-fed. The same could be said for how asynchronous classrooms need to be constructed in order to allow for shared responsibility of facilitation. Garrison et al. 2000. But even with the ability to share in facilitation, do asynchronous classrooms fail in generating creative ideas? Newman et al. In 1997 online, it's an online journal that I found, or article that I found that face-to-face seminars were better for creative problem exploration and idea generation than that of computer conferencing environments, um, and, and idea generation, and that the computer conferencing environments were better supported the later stages of linking ideas, interpretation, and problem integration. So I was really kind of struck on this notion that face-to-face seminars were better for creative problem exploration, and considering really that critical and divergent thinking skills are even are much more of a necessity in our ever-changing world. I thought about the kind of impact that would be having, that if CMCs, right, if in considering the technological advances made with CMCs, do we believe this to still be the case? Do we still think again, the Newman article is coming from 1997. Do we still think that today, given all the advances that we've had in online classrooms, is it still the case that face-to-face classrooms are better for creative problem exploration and idea generation? Again, if we truly believe this, is this still the case? Do we think about our experiences in the classroom that we have, and are there ways to kind of create some new ideas? And if we can agree that there is still, the case can still be made that there is a distinction, that the CMCs are still kind of lagging behind face-to-face interactions in the creation of new ideas, or that ability to do that. How do we close the gap? That's my question to you guys. If it's still the case that this environment, the online learning environment, is still not really the best for being a space to be creative in, how do we close that gap? What do these environments need to do, or what kind of technology needs to either be created or utilized in order for us to get to that place? So I'm going to leave y'all there. That's kind of some of the thoughts that I've had. I'm hoping that you've enjoyed this particular post, and I'm sure we'll chat soon enough. Bye.